Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing Penelope's 9 and 10 month update. I am totally late, or I was totally late to her 9-month update, so I said, you know what, at this point I'm just gonna combine them. But whenever I do that, I get confused as to when certain milestones happen. So bear with me, I'm gonna try to remember like when certain things were happening. But just know like most of the things I'm talking about happened between, you know, the 9 and 10 month range. Also, so much has changed since her 8-month update or her last update. I went back and watched it just to, you know, prep because I couldn't even remember what I spoke about last because it's been so long. And then when I went back to watch it, I was like, what? This is crazy. Like, she's done so many more things now at 10 months than she was doing at 8 months. They just grow so fast and do so many things month by month. They change every day. It still blows my mind. Really quick, before I get into today's video, if you are new here, hi, my name is Chelsea. I am a first-time mom to a 10-month-old baby girl named Penelope. I do motherhood related videos on this channel. I do vlogs, a little bit of lifestyle, things like that. So if you're interested in those kind of videos, don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Give me a like if you enjoyed, and comment down below if you have any questions. I try to answer everybody. Okay, so let's just get right into the video. So I always start these videos with stats. So I actually went to the doctors for her 9-month appointment because previous to this, I hadn't been to the doctors since she was 6 months old. So I've just been really like itching to go and see like how much has she grown and hear what the doctor had to say and all that stuff. So a couple stats on Penelope is she is now 16 pounds, probably a little bit more now, but just around there because this appointment was actually 9.5 months and she just turned 10 months a couple days ago. So she should still be right around 16 pounds, 28 inches long, and I believe she's in the 12th percentile for weight and 45th percentile for height. Now, if you're new here, just so you guys know, and you're like, oh my God, wait, my baby is so much bigger than that, what's going on? Penelope was born 3 weeks early via cesarean because I had some like complications at the end of my pregnancy. I'll link my delivery, or not even, my birth blog, no, what was it, like my birth story, whatever, video up here for you guys to check out. But she was only 5 pounds 2 ounces when she was born, and so she just started off really tiny to begin with. So that's why I feel like she's still a tinier or smaller kind of baby, but I don't know, that's just what I think. And my doctor said that that doesn't really matter, but I don't see how it couldn't be, like how it couldn't matter. If somebody's born, or a baby's born at 10 pounds and my baby was only born at 5, it's gonna take her a little bit longer to catch up, I would think. Also, she's breastfed exclusively, and formula-fed babies, I feel like, pack on the weight a little quicker. So yeah, but she's perfect. She's doing great. I mean, he has no concerns about her weight or her height. She's gaining just like she should, even though she was born smaller and she's a tinier or smaller framed baby. Clothing size, I always tell you guys, she is still able to rock the 6 to 12. She is long, so like I feel like she's long and thin, so things without the feet that are 6 to 12 still technically can fit her. But especially pajamas, I put her in the 12-month ones because it gives her like a little bit more room, and I think it's just a little bit more comfortable. Also, I feel like pajamas run smaller, so she always fits pretty well, or pretty like, not true to size because she's not 12 months, but you know how most clothes you'll get your baby a little bit bigger and then they fit into it more, like they fit into it better than they would in their actual size. So she fits into the 12-month jammies pretty well. Everything else, she's still kind of in 6 to 12. I mean, sorry, not 6 to 12, more 9 to 12 stuff. But even like some 6-month like little onesies to wear around the house, she can still fit in. She's a slimmer kind of frame, a tinier kind of baby, like I said. As far as diaper size goes, now she's in size 3. I watched my video back, like I said, and she was in size 2, and we were doing size 3 at night. So now she's in size 3 fully, gives her the room that she needs, super comfortable, good for her. And still has some room to grow in that. But I do put her in size 4 at night. I always size up at night, especially because, like I said in that video as well, she's still nursing through the night. So she does get a pretty wet, heavy diaper. And I had noticed that if I don't, because I had run out of the size up, she did pee a couple times through and up on her belly. So I definitely need to size up at night, and it works fine. It works great. I don't use nighttime diapers. This works great for us. Also, if you are having that problem, this is a total side note, these little, let me just grab these really quick and show you guys. These kind of booster pads work great also. They're literally like pads for your baby's diaper, but they're like diapers. So it's just like an extra little layer that you can put in your baby's diaper at night. and they're super inexpensive. So just wanted to let you guys know and throw that in there. So those are all her kind of stats. Now I like to talk about her bottles, what she's drinking, how much she's eating, food, all that stuff. So Penelope is still nursing. She's still nursing on demand. She is nursing way less, which I was nervous about in my last video. I said I hope that she doesn't nurse less because I just didn't want my milk supply to drop, but it's totally normal for it to drop a little bit because she's obviously nursing less. So she is nursing less. In my 8-month update, I said that I was nursing her in the morning, and then I would nurse her when I picked her up from the sitter, and then I would nurse her again like a couple hours later before bed, and then I would nurse her at night. So now I kind of just nurse her in the morning. She gets 2 bottles at the sitters, and then she'll nurse with me 1 more time before bed, and that's it. So she really is only drinking 4 times a day. And as far as ounces go, it kind of depends. The sitter actually told me that she's not really like into drinking the whole bottle anymore. I think she's just really getting good feedings in, like good feedings as far as solids. Like she's getting a lot of food, like actual food in her belly, and so she's just not really like needing that many ounces of milk. So I'm happy about that. I think that's great actually, especially because in a couple months she'll be drinking whole milk and she'll pretty much be relying on her meals instead of my breast milk to give her the nutrition that she needs, because until they're 1, that breast milk or that formula is their main nutrition. So the babysitter was telling me that she can drink anywhere between like 3 to 5 ounces. It just depends on her mood. So my battery died, so now I'm back. Sorry about that. If I look like I moved, that's why. But anyway, back to the bottles or the ounces she was drinking. So she is drinking those 5-ounce bottles. I say 5 ounce because sometimes it's 5 ounces, sometimes it's 3 ounces. It doesn't really matter to me as long as I'm able to produce the 10 ounces that I need to send to the sitters while I'm pumping at work. I'm good with her, you know, not finishing a full bottle. It's totally fine. So that's where I'm at with that. So she, like I said, she drinks about 4 times during the day. And then at night, she is still nursing at night, which is pretty rough. It's gotten a lot worse, which I will get into in a little bit after I finish talking about food. But if you saw my last video, you know where I'm going with that. So the other thing that I mentioned in last month's update, which I keep referencing last month's update because so many things have changed, is that I said that I wasn't going to send her to the sitters with just baby-led weaning style food. I was going to do purees probably for a while until she got teeth or until, you know, she was 1 or whatever. But I noticed that she started to kind of prefer the purees over the baby-led weaning style foods. So I slowly started to just stop doing purees with her and just doing strictly regular food, baby-led weaning style, you know? And she started doing really, really well with that until the point where I just quit the purees. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna send her to the sitters with actual food. I bought her this cute little bento box and I give her little portions, and I only send things to the sitters that I'm really comfortable with, that I've seen her eat a million times in front of me, that I know is a very low choking, you know, risk or hazard. So, but I'm gonna do a whole video on what she eats in a day. So I'll mention a couple things that she eats in a day, obviously, in that video. But yeah, I try to just keep it pretty simple, a little vegetable, a little bit of fruit, and then like a meat or some kind of something or other. And that's what I sent to the sitters. And I'm now just starting to implement snacks, but that'll be for next month's update because right now she's just doing her 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast, she's still kind of like not huge about. It's like hit or miss. Like either she's hungry or she's not. She doesn't really eat too much for breakfast. Lunch, she's usually hungry, and dinner is same kind of thing. Like she'll eat if she's, or she'll eat a good amount if she's really hungry. If not, she really won't eat that much. And I don't stress it. I don't force her. She's gonna eat it if she wants it. If not, then it's not a big deal. But I always try to put things on her plate that are, you know, that she likes, and then maybe introduce something that she might not like. That way I know she'll eat something even if she doesn't eat the thing that she doesn't like, if that makes sense. But again, I'll talk about all that in that video. So something else that I talked to you guys about in last month's update was her teeth and how I felt like she was not going to get any teeth until she was 1. And then like 2 days later, she started sprouting 1 bottom tooth, and then the next one came in, and now she has 2 teeth, which blows my mind. I did not expect that. I just didn't see it coming because she was already 8 months old with no teeth. And I was like, maybe she's just going to have teeth later on. So that was another reason why I started feeling a little bit more comfortable with sending the foods to the sitter. But in all honesty, everything that I researched said that they really use like their back, like kind of jaw muscles to chew. So these 2 front teeth aren't really doing anything. But I don't know, it makes me feel a little bit better, I guess. But yeah, she has 2 teeth. I don't know if any more are gonna come through anytime soon. I'm kind of hoping not, because It's just a lot going on right now with her sleep. But yeah, she has 2 little teeth and they're so cute. So they came out right after that video. So I would say like between the 8 and 9 month range. Okay, so the last couple things I'm going to talk about is her sleep, and then I'll go into some milestones. So as far as sleep goes, she takes 2 naps during the day. She'll take 1 in the morning about 3 hours after she wakes up. And then she'll take 1 in the afternoon about 3.5 hours after she wakes up from that nap, from her morning nap. And then she'll go to bed between 7 and 8 usually. It just depends. I follow wake windows, so you know, if she takes a longer nap, then she's gonna, or a longer later nap in the afternoon, she's gonna go to bed a little later. If she takes an earlier shorter nap, then she'll go to bed a little bit earlier. But usually it's about, or around, or between, can't talk. Usually it's between 7 and 8 p.m. So I try to stretch that last, or her bedtime, a little bit more of a wake window, or a little bit longer of a wake window, just so I know she's a little extra tired. Not overtired, but just a little extra tired, which I've started to do recently because I was putting her to bed 3.5 hours after she woke from her last nap. And recently I've been trying like 3 hours and 45 minutes, almost 4, like just about 4, but not really because then she gets overtired. And I think it helps a little bit. I think it does help her just get to that little bit, like a little bit tired, a little bit more tired. So that's all that with her daytime stuff. She still does sleep pretty well with her naps, just depends. Like her first nap is usually about an hour, and then her afternoon nap could be an hour or an hour and a half or 45 minutes. It really just depends, and she almost sleeps better at the sitters than she does here. I don't know if it's because she associates me now with her going to bed and I have to nurse her now and all that stuff, which again, I'll talk to you guys right now about. But yeah, she is still doing those 2 naps and her bedtime is still between 7 and 8. So at night, we are going through a huge regression from the months of 8 months to 10 months, which is now. She's been going through this 8-month sleep regression, which they say can range between 8 and 10 months and can last that long or longer. So that's where we're at right now with it. It's been really rough. I'm not gonna go too into detail about it because I literally just did a whole vlog talking about it. Like for the first 10 minutes of the vlog, I talked to you guys all about the regression. But basically, it's been pretty hard because she doesn't want to go to sleep now without nursing. And I think the main reason is because now she knows, like, I think it's called like distant permanence or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she knows when I'm not in the room. She has separation anxiety. She just knows when I'm not there. So when I go to put her down like I used to and say, okay, good night, turn off the light and walk out the room, she's like, oh, no, where are you going? So she refuses to go to sleep. And so that's been the case with her naps and her nighttime sleep. So I've resulted to nursing her to sleep, which isn't the biggest deal in the world. I would love her to just go to bed on her own because it just makes it easier, but like I'm okay with it. I'm here to soothe her and help her. The problem is that she is getting up multiple times a night. I have to nurse her and make sure she's fully asleep before putting her down. Whereas when I talked to you guys the last time about getting up a couple nights or a couple times a night with her, I would just nurse her quickly and put her back down, and like it would not be a big deal at all. I was maybe in and out or in the room 10 minutes and then out and I was done. Now I can be in the room as long as an hour. Like it's a whole ordeal. There's like steps that I have to go through. I think now it's actually getting better. And I like don't even want to say it out loud because a couple weeks ago I thought it was getting better, and then she started like totally doing the same thing, up every hour to 2 hours. Wouldn't go down unless I nursed her. But these past couple nights, she's been pretty good. Like she'll get up maybe again 3 times. Before it was 2, maybe 1. Now it's like 3, but I will take that over 5, 6 times, basically, which comes out to like every hour, every 2 hours, which is just crazy. Like it's so hard to function on that little of sleep because it's just interrupted sleep. So yeah, I think she is getting better now. I have like a little system that I do. Like I come in here and I'll nurse her, and if I'm really tired, I will just fall asleep with her in the nursery, and then when I wake up, like, you know, because eventually my body will wake me up, I put her in the crib and then I go back to my bed. I personally can't do bed sharing. A lot of people do it and get through the regressions that way. It's just, I'd rather get out of my bed 100 times than bed share because it's not comfortable for me. I can't sleep that way anyway. So that's that whole thing. Again, fingers crossed, hopefully next month's update I can say that we're through the regression and that she's doing a lot better. But I don't see this nursing her to sleep thing going away anytime soon, which is also gonna be tough because my plan for nursing is once she's a year, I want to nurse her in the morning and at night, and then during the day give her just regular milk. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. It might be okay because, again, I'm going to be nursing her at night anyway, but I don't know if I want to keep associating nursing with her going to sleep. Although she does nap at the babysitter's. It's just when it's me putting her down, she won't do it. She knows. Kids are so smart. Babies are so smart. It's crazy. Anyway, let's wrap up this video with some milestones, the fun stuff. Again, I sound like a broken record, but in last month's update, I said that this girl wasn't even crawling. Like, she was army crawling, like, you know, using her arms to get from point A to point B and kind of scooting her butt around. That is totally out the window. She started pretty much crawling, I think, like a week or two later, like full on, and now she's gone. Like, I will see her in one spot and I'll turn around and she's in a completely different part of the apartment. So she picked up the crawling thing pretty quickly after that video. And then at about 9 months, she started to stand. She pulled herself up for the first time and she was standing. She didn't do it all the time, but she did it that one time, and then she was kind of toying around with the idea here and there. And then at 9.5 months, she went from like just standing here and there to full on standing, full on wanting to stand all the time, to literally cruising, not scooting. What is scooting? Cruising. So cruising is when the baby goes from like one part of the furniture to another part and like kind of tries to walk, but not really, you know, they still are holding on to things. And when I went to my 9-month appointment, the doctor had asked me, like, is she cruising yet? And I'm like, what is that? I didn't even think about it until after. And he's like, it's, you know, what I just explained, and they usually don't do it till about 12 months, so it's no big deal. And I said, no, I don't think she's doing that yet. And literally like 2 days later, she was doing it. So she is cruising now. I think she will be walking next month, not like full on like walking all over the place, but I think she will be starting to take her first couple steps next month, and I think she'll be walking by her first birthday. I just have a feeling because she's just so active now, and I think that's also what made it really hard, her sleeping, because now she pulls herself up in the crib, she sits in the crib. Before, she couldn't do any of that. She would just lay down and roll. So she's super active in that sense. She's still clapping and using her hands a ton. We're just starting to teach her how to like give kisses, and I'm still trying to talk to her and get her to say certain words, but she's not really interested right now. She kind of just babbles still, which is totally fine. I feel like she will pick up the talking thing sooner rather than later, just because we read to her so much, we talk to her so much. I just don't see how she wouldn't pick it up, but I'm not stressing it at all. Everybody or every baby learns and does things in their own or at their own pace. So as far as any other crazy milestones, there's not really many that I can think of that she wasn't already doing in her last month update. So the main ones are just that she's super active now and that I think she'll be walking in no time. So that is pretty intense for me because in the last one I'm like, I don't even know what she's gonna do when she starts crawling. I'm gonna have to buy a baby jail. I got a baby jail. I throw her in there when I need to get something really like important done, or that I can't have my eyes 100% on her because she is crawling, climbing, pulling up on everything. So that's gonna wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed today's update, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and leave me any questions that you have down below. I'd love to hear what your baby's stats are, like where they're at, where their milestones are at, because I know a lot of people have babies in the same age group as Penelope, so it's just fun to hear your guys's what's up with your babies too. So anyway, look out for that next video with what she eats in a day. And I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Say cheese. Say cheese. You're so cute. You do smell like pee-pee though. We gotta change your diaper.